Hi, my name is Zach Komankovic, and I'm a senior at the University of Florida studying computer engineering. This is an assignment for both my engineering entrepreneurship and my engineering innovation class. Today I will be interviewing Zach Kruger. Zach and I have been co-workers at the local Olive Garden here in Gainesville for a little over 2 years now. Zach is a photographer that travels the world taking photos for companies that are partnered with him. I'm looking forward to this talk. Let's get right into it. All right, so tell me a little bit about yourself, Zach.
All right. So started off with, let's just say I got done with school pretty early. I wanted to get done as fast as possible, get into my career as quick as possible. So I went in computer science, computer engineering, trying to make some money, and started working at Disney under my father, actually. And the money was great, but I found out real quick that it wasn't what I wanted to do. So kind of realized all my schooling went out the window. Um, Wanted to pay off all my student debts. So pretty much all the money I made from working at Disney as a computer analyst, or an application analyst, I'm sorry. All that money went straight back to my student loans to pay for things that I wanted, it being a nicer computer, seeing as I was big into games when I was younger. So when money went into that, money went into paying everything off. And then once I got past the point of all that, I kind of wanted to figure out what I really wanted to do with my life, not, just making money. And I was always a big artsy person, so I bought a camera, started messing around with that, and just it went further into that, just buying a little bit more, and then time came when my my team ended up getting phased out, and I had an opportunity to either continue working at Disney in a different field or decline the offer. And I put in it my application for another position, but never really followed through with it. Really started thinking that I wanted to do what I wanted to do. So it started working towards more photography oriented enjoyment than money.
Yeah.
So after that, just kept working on it, enjoying myself, and then just slowly my talent started to grow. The more you put time into something, better it's going to get. So started to get better. Started getting friends to ask for photography sessions, and just it kind of went on from there to where I am now.
Okay. What do you mean by photography sessions?
They'd be like, hey, can you take pictures? They wanted a set done for themselves, so
Okay.
I'd do something as a favor.
Okay. You want to explain what kind of photography you're into?
Yeah. So I started off with nature, and a lot from what I've worked with. A lot of people just start with taking pictures of anything, and mine was nature, bugs, plants, flowers, and it kind of moved towards individual people. I kind of told myself if I was gonna do this long term, I would never do weddings or parties, or it always be like one-on-one or very few people. It's a lot less stressful when you're kind of working just one-on-one with somebody.
So, for someone that wants to start their own business, how would you recommend them starting?
So for me personally, it was I never really thought about a business plan, or I never thought it'd be a business. I just thought that this is what I enjoy doing. And I mean, I feel that with most people, that's how a lot of stuff would start is, what do you enjoy doing? And what can I see myself doing long term? And once I figured that out, that's when it kind of branched into, all right, I'm actually making money with this now. So I actually have to start doing taxes, and it actually became a business, and it kind of like it all started with me doing something I enjoy. So that's where I would say it all starts with.
Okay. So how'd you get where you are today?
How I got to where I am now is I'd need actual people to photograph, and it wasn't always just friends. So I'd go out to car shows, and in order to build a portfolio, I would talk to the people working there, and there's a lot of female models that work there that also need photo shoot, like they need stuff done. So it was a mutual. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. Okay. You know, I do something free. They give me something free in return. We both build our portfolio.
Okay.
So it went from that to getting to know more people, and just making bigger connections.
Yeah. So it's all connections is the main thing about it.
Yeah, big time is once you know one person, they tell you, hey, I know somebody else, and then just going down the tree.
Exactly.
I've always worked like just through word of mouth, and I don't. For me personally, it's not about trying to get the most out of what I do. It's just about enjoying what I do and working the amount that I can.
All right. So what are some of the brands / companies you worked with throughout your photography endeavors?
All right. So started off with actual companies that I've worked for. I haven't really shot anything for them, but personally using Conan or Canon products. I'm sorry.
Canon products.
But companies that I've worked through Inked Magazine. I'm currently employed by an alternative model company that I shoot personally for. So one-on-ones with their models, they pay me to fly out. They pay me to shoot. The models pay me for the session. I get paid commission off those sessions. So if they sell something, I get a commission of whatever they sell. Personally, specifically being Suicide Girls.
So in your opinion, how does innovation in the art field feel?
It's kind of with any type of art, whether it's, I've done a lot of drawing, I've done photography, I've done multiple things in between. It's always really trial and error. So I'll see something new, and it's really looking around my peers, like what are they doing, and trying to throw your own twist on it. So it's really a lot of trial and error. Somebody was asking me a couple months ago how they would go about shooting a certain skin tone against a different background, and I really told them the only thing I could suggest is taking a bunch of pictures. And they were like, well, how many pictures do you take on a shoot? And I told them I bring multiple massive memory cards, and I'll take upwards of 500 to 1,000 pictures, get an idea from one, and expand upon that. And so it's just what works and what doesn't is in the eye of the beholder. And especially with art, it's always different. For some people may love it, some people may hate it. So it's what looks good to you.
Okay. So another question about innovation. What does innovation mean in the photography field to you?
So in photography specifically, I would whenever I do a shoot, it's I'll go to a location and we'll walk around the location or we'll drive, or it'll be how does how does it look in the actual environment. So for me, I mess around with the environment, mess around with what's around me. um and it's just kind of hard to say. Like, photography especially is, playing tricks with editing, or playing tricks with how you know everything is around you. Like, me specifically, I mess with lighting a lot, so I'll play around with how something is reflective, or how something is, you know looks in comparison to the background.
Okay. How do you approach being innovative in a photo to get a good new shot? Something new, something somebody hasn't done before.
I mean, as I was saying before, it's the way I've grown myself is looking at what other people do and trying to evolve upon it. So it's really, like, I'll say, I just, in my mind, I think I have my personal, mentors, and people that are like really good in the field, and I'll be like, what do they do? And then I'll be like, well, what can I do it to their methods to make it, more like what I would want. So it's really playing around with other ideas. In a specific photo, a lot of the times it comes through editing, because you can get awesome lighting effects that you would never get realistically, but through editing, you can make something look completely different. That's why photography is always alive, but it's what you want it to be.
Okay.
It's kind of that one's kind of hard to explain. A lot of innovation in photography is just like trying something new a million different times, and the diversity that you like. I'll legit have 1,500 pictures for a couple hour shoot, and I'll pick out a couple that are a little bit different.
Thank you again, Zach, for your time. I really appreciate it. It was very insightful to take a look at a photographer's views on innovation and entrepreneurship. Again, I've been Srečko Matkovic with my guest, Zach Kruger. Zach, do you have any last words for us?
It's not about making $1 million. It's about, just having fun along the way and being comfortable.